Stop what you are doing. Turn off the lights. And forget everything you think you know about history. We are told that 5,000 years ago, primitive men in animal skins dragged massive stones across the British countryside to build a temple. We are told they did it to watch the sunrise. We are told it is a place of peace, of burial, of silent worship. We were wrong. 72 hours ago, a next-generation artificial intelligence, designed to find patterns where the human brain sees only chaos, finished processing 5 millennia of data regarding the Salisbury Plain. It looked at the geology. It looked at the astronomy. It looked at the acoustics. The scientific community expected a timeline. They expected a theory on druids. Instead, the AI set off alarm bells that are currently ringing in the highest echelons of academia and defense. The AI didn't find a temple. It didn't find a tomb. It found a circuit board. It connected dots that were never meant to be connected, finding a pattern hidden in the impossible weight of the stones and the terrifying precision of the stars. It points to a single purpose, a purpose that has nothing to do with celebration and everything to do with a countdown. Stonehenge is not a monument. It is a machine, and according to the algorithm, it just woke up. To understand the machine, you have to look at the components. For centuries, the greatest mystery of Stonehenge was the blue stones. These are the smaller stones that form the inner horseshoe. We've known for a long time they came from the Preseli Hills in Wales. That's a 140-mile journey. Impressive? Yes. Impossible? No. But the AI ignored the blue stones. It was looking for the master component. It focused its digital eye on the altar stone. This is the massive 6-ton slab of micaceous sandstone buried at the very heart of the circle. For generations, experts waved it away, assuming it was sourced locally, or perhaps brought along from Wales. The AI ran a spectral analysis on the mineral composition of that stone. It looked at the barium content, it looked at the age of the grains, and it spit out a result that sent chills down the spines of the researchers. The altar stone didn't come from England. It didn't come from Wales. It came from the Orcadian Basin, northern Scotland. Let that sink in. That is a distance of over 400 miles, 640 kilometers. We are talking about a society without the wheel, without cranes, without roads, dragging a 6-ton behemoth, the weight of a fully loaded elephant, across the most hostile terrain in ancient Britain, through wolf-infested forests, over mountain ranges, across deadly swamps. Why? Why would you do that? If you are just building a temple to pray to the sun, a rock is a rock. You use what is nearby. You don't burn the calories of an entire civilization to drag a specific slab of sandstone from the other end of the island. It makes no logistical sense, unless the rock wasn't chosen for its size. It was chosen for its properties. This is where the AI's analysis shifts from archaeology to engineering. The AI suggests that this wasn't an act of religious devotion. It was a procurement order. The builders needed that specific stone from that specific quarry because it possesses unique geological and metallic compositions. It has a specific conductivity, a specific resonance. Think of it like building a high-end computer. You can't just use any piece of silicon. You need the chip that fits the socket. You need the gold for the connectors. The altar stone is the CPU, the central processing unit of the Stonehenge machine. The sheer impossible effort to move it 400 miles wasn't a ritual. It was a non-negotiable requirement to close the circuit. So we have the CPU. What about the rest of the machine? The AI began to map the site based on electromagnetic interaction. It found that the different types of stones, the sarsen, the blue stones, the altar stone, create a complex interplay with the Earth's magnetic field. The outer circle acts as an insulator. The inner horseshoe acts as a conductor. The builders were assembling a device of jaw-dropping sophistication. They understood geology and physics in ways we are only just beginning to rediscover. They weren't just piling rocks, they were tuning the Earth. But a machine needs a function, a computer needs software, and a weapon needs a target. The AI began to look for the output, and it found it in the air itself. Have you ever visited Stonehenge? Thousands of tourists report the same thing, a strange sensation in the chest, a feeling of anxiety, a weird energy. Most people dismiss it as atmosphere or the power of history. The AI says it's real, and it was engineered. Years ago, before this new AI analysis, scientists built a 1 to 12 scale model of Stonehenge to test its acoustics. They found that the monument is an acoustic paradise, a perfect echo chamber. But the AI took that data and ran millions of simulations, testing frequencies that the human ear cannot hear. It discovered that the specific arrangement of the stones, specifically the way the lintels are placed on top, creates a resonance chamber for infrasound. Infrasound is sound at a frequency below 20 hertz. You can't hear it, but you can feel it. In modern warfare, we have experimented with infrasound weapons. They cause nausea. They cause crippling anxiety. They vibrate the fluid in your eyeballs, causing you to see gray shapes in your peripheral vision, ghosts. They induce a state of pure, primal dread. The AI's conclusion is chilling. Stonehenge wasn't built to amplify the voice of a priest. It was built to generate a frequency of submission. Imagine the scene 5,000 years ago, a massive gathering on the Salisbury Plain. The machine is activated, perhaps by rhythmic drumming or wind passing through the gaps. The infrasound wave hits the crowd. Suddenly, thousands of people are gripped by an artificial terror. They feel the weight of angry gods crushing their chests. They see spirits flickering in the corner of their vision. They are paralyzed by awe and fear. This explains the ghost empire. The AI's sociological models indicate that the level of organization required to build Stonehenge, to move that stone from Scotland, points to a highly centralized, terrifyingly powerful ruling class. They didn't need a standing army to control the population. They had the stones. They built a cathedral of compliance, a mind control device that kept the masses in a state of religious terror, ensuring total obedience to the unseen masters. But control was just a means to an end. The Ghost Empire didn't build this machine just to rule the locals. They built it to talk to the sky. We all know the postcard image, the sun rising over the heel stone on the summer solstice. It's beautiful, it's poetic, and according to the AI, it's a distraction. That solar alignment is just the screensaver of the machine. The real calibration point is much harder to find. The AI cross-referenced the position of the stones with star charts from 3000 BC. It looked past the sun, past the moon. It found a secondary alignment, a needle in a cosmic haystack. The central axis of the machine tracks a specific, empty point in deep space. On those few days around the solstice, when the sun hits the stones just right, it powers the mechanism. But the eye of the machine isn't looking at the light. It's looking into the void. The AI projects that this empty spot isn't empty at all. It is a cyclical intersection point. Every few thousand years, a specific configuration of cosmic bodies lines up with that dark spot. When that happens, the AI calculates with a 93% probability that a massive surge of cosmic energy, a gravitational wave, a gamma burst, or something we don't even have a name for yet, strikes that exact coordinate on Earth. The entire monument, this impossibly built machine, is a celestial marker. It is a timer. It's counting down to the return of that energy. The code was hidden in the layout. The geology was the hardware. The acoustics were the interface. But the purpose? The AI synthesized the data and proposed 3 scenarios for what happens when the countdown hits 0. And frankly, each one is more terrifying than the last. Scenario 1, the defense system. The Ghost Empire knew something was coming. Their astronomers, far more advanced than we give them credit for, predicted a cyclical cataclysm, a solar superstorm, a reversal of the magnetic poles, an event that would scour the surface of the Earth. In this scenario, the stones act as a grounding rod. The specific conductive quartz in the altar stone, combined with the magnetic layout of the blue stones, is designed to generate a massive electromagnetic field when hit by the cosmic surge. The hum of the infrasound wasn't just for fear, it was a warning siren, a silent alarm telling the people to get inside the circle. The machine creates a protective bubble. Outside the circle, the world burns. Inside, the elite survive. Stonehenge is a lifeboat, a bunker hidden in plain sight, waiting to save the masters of the Neolithic world from the wrath of the cosmos. It paints the builders as protectors. But the AI's second theory paints them as something else entirely. Scenario 2, the harvest. What if the goal wasn't to deflect the energy, but to catch it? The AI suggests the machine functions like a lens. It draws in the cosmic power of the alignment, focusing it into a single, blinding point above the altar stone. And the infrasound? In this scenario, it's not a siren, it's a carrier wave. The builders would gather the population in the circle. They would tune their brainwaves using the infrasound frequency, putting them into a trance state. When the energy hits, it doesn't protect them, it consumes them. The machine uses the bioelectric energy of thousands of people to fuel a massive reaction. To do what? To open a gateway? To communicate with entities in that dark spot in the sky? The AI cannot say for sure. But this theory suggests that Stonehenge is a ritual slaughterhouse disguised as a monument. The ultimate community service project where the community is the fuel. But it is the third theory, the final calculation of the AI, that is truly the stuff of nightmares. Scenario 3, the upload. This is the theory that pushed the AI's logic processors to the breaking point. It combines the geology, the acoustics, and the astronomy into a terrifying conclusion. The altar stone is rich in quartz. Quartz is a crystal. In our modern world, we use quartz for timekeeping and data storage. Crystals can hold information. The Ghost Empire knew the cataclysm was coming. They knew their bodies would not survive. The biological shell was too weak. So they built an ark, not for their bodies, for their minds. The AI suggests the Great Ritual was a technical procedure. The infrasound frequency was tuned to resonate with the human brain, loosening the bond between consciousness and the body. The cosmic alignment provided the massive surge of power needed for the transfer. And the stones? The stones are the hard drives. The elite of the Ghost Empire didn't die. They uploaded themselves. They transferred their consciousness into the crystalline matrix of the altar stone. They are waiting in the rock. Dormant, preserved, waiting for the planet to heal, waiting for the ice to melt, waiting for a time when the Earth is once again habitable, teeming with new life. They are waiting for new vessels. It sounds insane, doesn't it? A story for a sci-fi novel. But here is where the story leaves the realm of the past and enters the terror of the present. The AI didn't just analyze the past. It projected the future. It calculated the cycle of the dark alignment. It tracked the movement of the stars and the wobble of the Earth. It wanted to know when the next alignment would occur, when the countdown would reach 0. The answer wasn't in 1,000 years. It wasn't in a century. The celestial gears are locking into place right now. Think about it. Why have we seen a sudden spike in reports of the hum worldwide? Why are tourists at Stonehenge reporting headaches, dizziness, and strange magnetic interference with their phones? Why did the altar stone recently show slight thermal anomalies in satellite scans? The machine is not broken. It was sleeping, and the alarm clock is about to go off. If the soul arc theory is true, then the Ghost Empire is about to wake up. They have been trapped in the stone for 5 millennia, watching us, watching civilization rise again, watching us multiply. They see us walking around their monument, taking selfies, touching the stones, completely unaware of what is beneath our fingertips. We aren't the explorers. We are the livestock. We are the new vessels they have been waiting for. The AI's final output was a probability chart for the activation of the Stonehenge algorithm. It's a straight vertical line. We might be living in the exact moment the builders were preparing for. We have decoded the message. We have found the circuit board. We understand the weapon. But we are too late to stop it. Next time you see a picture of Stonehenge, don't look at it as a ruin. Look at it as a server room. And ask yourself, who is trying to log in? This is the Stonehenge algorithm, and the upload is complete.
Don't let the truth be forgotten. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next shocking discovery.